So we have Alex O joining
What's up,
me
guys?
on the first Fireside chat.
Sir.
It's pretty exciting. I'm
Yeah.
first guest. I've never really done this before, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit.
I'm excited, bro.
But yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, I've known Rylan for a little bit. I think we met at UT, so it's been a couple of months, I think, since I met you. Yeah, super chill dude.
Yeah,
Super chill.
4 months ago. Probably it was actually because of the Alpha Futures event.
Yeah, so I met his boy, your boy GK.
Yeah.
In a CVS at like 12 or 1 a.m. in Miami, Florida. Bro. It was for like an event, and yeah, we're not even from there. I'm not even from there, so it's a pretty crazy coincidence. And he was like, "I have a boy at UT, just Rylan." At first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get the DM.
Right.
I didn't get the DM at first, and so he had to kind of like remind me, like, "Yo, have you hit up Rylan?" I was like, "Oh shit, let me check." Yeah, here we are, man.
Yeah, and then we linked another time because of the Alpha Futures event that we hosted at UT Austin, which went pretty well.
Sorry, yeah, this boy helped set everything up.
Yes, sir.
Low key full port my account the first day, so was knocked out.
Yo, did you full port in the right direction though?
That shit got blown. That shit got blown the very first thing.
It's okay. You don't need it anyways. All good.
It's chill. It's chill. What is it? Briz or Nick or was it Andrew? Yeah, he won
Andrew,
that, right? Yeah, dude.
No,
that's
I mean he
crazy.
got second, but
Oh, he got second.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait,
he would have won it.
that's crazy.
But I was like game show hosting, right? And obviously I can't really help the competitors because that'd be like a little bit unfair, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, Andrew, you should probably sell your position right now. Like, you're like floating a lot of profit. You
Yeah.
know, maybe take some profit. Maybe size out a con.
Yeah.
He was floating like $1,200 profit.
How much did he need?
Bro, the winner made $700, and this dude got break even.
Wait, hold on. The winner made 700.
The winner made $700
So he had
on the morning.
10,700. Or like, how much did we start off with?
It was a 50K account.
50. Okay, so he made 50,700.
Yeah,
That was a profit.
yeah.
What?
And Andrew was floating $1,200 on two separate trades and didn't take profits on either one of them and got break even on both of them. And he ended up getting second because he hit like a smaller trade.
Wait, how many? Do you know how many people was in the competition? Like, how many people were playing?
I mean, the total competition had 250 competitors,
Okay.
and then the final. I'm talking about the finals.
Yeah.
So the finals.
Oh, okay,
the
okay,
finals.
okay.
We gave everybody a 50K account, and then they traded it. It was 5 people,
Okay.
and Andrew totally could have won it. I was trying to hint at him, sell it, bro.
How much was on the line? The prize money?
$10,000.
Yeah. So 10K was on the line, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and he faded his TP twice, bro. Yeah.
It sucks. So what do you get? Did you get a few accounts or?
I got to give him $2,500.
Oh, okay.
So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, still made some money,
Still
but
yeah, it's still good.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's nice. It's nice.
All right, let's talk a little bit about I don't know, I want to hear about how you grew up, like what that looks like, if you think that really affected you getting into trading at all.
Yeah. Well, as you can probably fucking see too, I'm Asian. I grew up in like a pretty traditional Korean household. It's like Korean school, so I'm pretty tapped in with my culture, I'd say. But I grew up in Ohio, so it's a complete different kind of polar opposite, right? I think I was one of the few Asians there in my town. I lived in Mason, Ohio. Was born in Dayton, and then I lived in Cincinnati, around the Cincinnati area, like more of the suburbs. And so, yeah, it was not gonna lie, it was kind of difficult. I remember like elementary school, I was like one of the few Asians there. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I got along pretty well because I was in sports at a young age. But the crazy part is because I played football growing up.
Yeah.
And like they would not believe me when I said I played football. Like I remember at recess they'd be playing like football like on the playground at recess. I was like, yo, can I play? I was like, yo, like you don't play football. I was like, damn, what the fuck? And some of my teammates were there too, like outside of school and stuff like damn. But yeah, I grew up playing football. That was kind of like my childhood. Lived there until like 2014. Moved to Texas. And then in terms of trading, it was actually my boy. In high school, he was trading options. He was up like 15K. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Put me on.
Yeah, put me on, bro. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like, and a big reason why I started, because I tried everything. I tried drop shipping. I had my own like jewelry store in like middle school. I made like $200 off of that.
Oh yeah, like ecom.
Yeah,
Store? Okay,
yeah, kind of. But like, I didn't drop ship. Like,
Okay,
I bought
yeah.
it from like some random ass store or something. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the main reason why I was so like around like internet money, I guess, was for my parents. Like, I always tell people when they ask me why I decided to start trading, I'm always gonna say my parents. Like, they immigrated from Korea to America to build a life for me and my brother. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't come on the internet and say like I had a rough childhood. Like, I had a really good childhood. Like, my parents were both supportive. I had a roof over my head, food, clothes, everything, and so I was like, I feel like that was kind of selfish for me to take everything that my parents had given me, like built up from the ground up, immigrating to America. So like, yeah, I gotta find a way to make money, kind kind of not quicker, but the ceiling's just a lot higher with internet money, and so I decided to stick with trading, and
worked out.
Going decently. Yeah. Hopefully we can scale, but yeah, that's the main goal, just to get back to my parents and retire them in the future.
Yeah. So you said you played football whenever you were younger.
Yeah.
Like, how long did you play for?
I think I played for like, it wasn't too long, 4 years. I stopped. I switched over to basketball, which is the worst sport I could have fucking picked. I'm like a solid 5'7" on a good day. On a good day, I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
I picked the worst sport I could play. I mean, I played basketball entire middle school, and then like end of elementary. I stopped freshman year of high school.
Okay.
And then I got into debate. Yeah, I was.
That was your next like sport.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of thing?
Yeah, I was kind of on both sides. It was a good like switch because I'd be around athletes and they're kind of they're fucking rowdy and everything.
Yeah.
Locker room shit like, and then I went to debate. Everyone's super locked in, like they're all
smart
politics,
dudes,
super smart, and so it was a good like different perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it really helped my public speaking as well because I'd have to just come up with speeches on the dot. I'd have to talk for 7 minutes with like 30 minutes of preparation at some point.
Yeah.
So I hated it at first because I grew up playing sports, you know what I mean? Like, I remember when I got cut, I was crying. I was like, dude, I've played sports my entire life. Like, kind of like, who am I now? You know what I mean? So I got into debate, and I fucked with it. And yeah, it was just it was kind of like a refresh.
Yeah.
I guess.
So you say you've always been like a kind of a competitive person?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't grow up like athletically gifted, you know what I mean? So I remember like we built a basketball court in our backyard. Like we bought concrete, like me, my dad, my brother, we bought like concrete plates so we could replace the grass. And then we bought an entire basketball like hoop. And then I would just grind like all day. I remember one time I was crying because I was so ass at basketball, like in 4th grade. I remember it. So 3rd to 4th grade, I was grinding basketball. That's where I think I just developed my skills the most. So, yeah, I always like was the type like if I felt like I was the worst on a team, if I felt like I was holding somebody down, I hated that shit. So, yeah.
Can never stand being like average either. Like you just wanted to try to be the best at everything.
Just get up there. So
there you go. I mean, do you think that that's probably played a role in like why you got into trading and why you like it so much?
No, for sure. I think it played a bigger role in why I stuck with it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people can get into trading, but like sticking through it and trusting yourself, I think competitiveness and wanting to stick out helps a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you? Grew up playing sports, or I know you cheer now, so that's pretty sick.
Yeah. So I guess my quick background. I guess nobody on YouTube even knows me, so it's probably good that I do a background. I did soccer for 10 years probably.
Oh, shit.
And then I stopped playing soccer in like middle school ish. And I had been doing trampoline for a little bit, like a year or two of trampoline, like, mostly backyard stuff, but I went to a gym and trained like gymnastics style trampoline. And then I went like full into that for the next like 2-3 years, and I ended up winning nationals in 2019. So that was kind of like, I got up there in terms of like where I was based on age group. That's how I won nationals. And I was, realistically, I was pretty fucking good. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but like a lot of my friends now are like competing for like spots at the World Championships and like the Olympics and shit. Like I have a friend that literally went to the Olympics and like.
Did he play for the USA?
Yeah, he was on Team USA. So I was like, I'm not saying I would be there, but will say that like.
Was that your goal growing up, the Olympics?
I mean, at one point, yeah, and then I got injured. I had a stress fracture in my tibia. And that was just from like the excessive amount of jumping and force.
Yeah.
And then I got out of my boot. I was like in a boot for like 8 weeks. I got out of the boot, and then it happened again. And I was like, okay, it just kept coming back up. So I wasn't able to continue with trampoline. That was really sad. Like I remember I called my coach, and I was like crying on the phone. I was like, dude, I can't do it anymore. Like it's it really bummed me out.
Yeah.
But because of that, I got into bodybuilding. So that was like my next step. I did that for like 4 years, competed in a bodybuilding show. And during that time, I also coached trampoline.
Okay.
So that's one of the cool things is like I got to coach an athlete that placed in the top 3 at an international event.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
What age group?
He was 15 at the time.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And then now I'm on the UT cheer team. So I guess I can say I'm a D1 athlete now.
And you be trading too.
And I'll be trading.
That's the both worlds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a good balance to be a good trader.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times, especially whenever you start up, you get like really obsessed with it, and you don't really have that like balance in your life anymore. Like you're like obsessed with the charts. Were you ever like in that phase at all?
No, for sure. I mean, I'm a sophomore right now, but entirety of last year, freshman year of college, I transferred in. So I was at San Antonio last year. We're in Austin right now. And yeah, last year, bro, you could ask the friends I hang out with right now. Like, I wouldn't go out at all, bro. Wake up at 6. I have an entire schedule. I had an entire schedule on my Excel sheet, just to follow it every single day. And at least like 4 to 6 hours I just dedicate to trading, including like just waking up on time. And so, yeah, I definitely struggled a little bit with balance and just having like more of a social life last year. And that's also what's good about college. Like, a lot of people are like, yo, drop out, or like, when you drop. I mean, I feel like whenever I blow like 5 accounts or some shit, but like I need something else to do to take my mind off it. So talking to you, talking to some of my boys, definitely helps. Just having like a social life and a balance outside of the charts, it's definitely important. So,
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, trading can be super tough on the mental sometimes.
Sure.
So like, was that around when you got into trading? Was like freshman year, or was it before that?
It was right before freshman year of college.
Okay, cool.
So summer of going into freshman year of college, that's when I kind of just looked at it and decided I wanted to get into it.
You talked to your high school friend about options, and then what brought you from like options to futures?
Well, I never traded, so I started with Forex.
Okay.
Went into options.
Never did options.
I started with Forex with TJR, bro. TJR,
okay,
if y'all remember TJR, like 3 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah, like
2, 3 years ago, he was just Forex, straight Forex.
USD, JPY.
Yeah, GBP, all that shit. And so I picked up with Forex. I did that for like 5 months, I'd say. Saw no progress in it at all, and then he made the switch to futures. I was like, what the fuck is futures? Like, I've never heard of that before. But yeah, I made the switch from there. Started trading the NASDAQ futures contracts, and yeah, it's a lot better than Forex, in my opinion. So,
a lot better than
Forex. A lot better.
How early in did you make the switch from Forex to futures?
Like 6 months in to trading Forex. Yeah, 5 or 6 months in. So it wasn't
so
too long.
You were in your freshman year already?
Yeah, like I think it was January of 2025.
Okay.
So January, February.
So you've been trading futures at this point for a year,
like
4 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. So like, put yourself in your shoes whenever you were just switching to futures in January. Like, if you could say one thing to yourself then, what would it be? Like, if you could tell yourself one thing and just be like, is there anything you think that could like have accelerated your growth a lot quicker?
Accelerated?
Or do you think it just takes time to learn?
It takes time, bro. Like,
yeah.
I knew it would take time, so that's why I was so hesitant on the switch as well. Like, I felt like I would lose all the progress from switching from Forex to futures, but you can use the same concepts on futures. But I don't know, one word, I'd say just relax. Like, I was so like everywhere, bro. I was like, I gotta make this work. Like, my brain was just like super scrambled, and so I just tell myself relax, just like give it time. And, I mean, I that's what I ended up doing. So.
So you talked about not having a good balance whenever you started. Do you think that helped or hurt your progress?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think it did help though.
Okay.
I didn't, because I mean, you have to make a sacrifice at the end of the day. So whether that sacrifice is sleep, going out, video games, whatever. I think it was like it's important to have that like balance later on. But when you're first learning, I think it's important to just learn as much as you can. So you can speed up the process as much as possible in terms of like intaking the information. But after that, after you have, you're starting to get things rolling, like definitely branch out and meet new people and like connections are huge, bro. Meeting new people, it's a big thing. So,
I think for me, one of the biggest turning points in my trading was when I didn't actively do it, but I stopped giving a single shit about what was happening on the markets when I wasn't trading.
Yeah.
A lot of the times whenever I was, even at just like a couple months back, 4 months, 5 months ago, I would just be checking my phone 24/7. Oh, is there an opportunity here? Is there an opportunity here? And it was just killing my progress. Like, whenever you said you were obsessed with it and you spent, whatever you said, 5-6 hours, was that like spending hours on the chart there, or was that back testing, watching videos?
Yeah.
Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, like in the morning it'd take like 2-3 hours of my day, maybe longer back then because I was just staying on the charts a lot longer.
Yeah.
And then I come back from classes, working out, eating, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just watch ICT videos, just like lectures on YouTube. I think that took another like 2 to 3 hours of my day. And
So did you watch the full ICT 2022 mentorship?
No, I stopped. I stopped like 3 courses. I watched a decent amount.
Okay.
A decent amount, but
Yeah.
yeah, I remember like, dude, yeah, I was so obsessed with him. And I remember taking an exam, a chemistry exam at like, it was the latest, it was like 8 p.m. Finished that exam like 9:30, 10, whatever, and then immediately went to the library, started studying the charts even more. So yeah, I remember good. I don't know if I'd say good days, but I mean that's where the progress is made. So
Yeah,
shit.
back in the good old days.
Yeah.
What do you think the best way to learn trading is?
Best way to learn trading.
Because now you have your experience learning, and now you've gotten the opportunity to be able to teach people. What do you think the best way to learn trading is? Did you have somebody teach you, or just kind of taught everything yourself?
Yeah, everything was off YouTube for me.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's a slower process doing that just because you make more mistakes. I mean, obviously, if you had a mentor, he's going to teach you. Like, you're able to cut some of the steps, but I don't think there's a fast way to learn trade. Like, have you heard, like, it's the slowest way to make fast money? I think that's, like, the most
slowest
true,
get rich quick.
Slowest get rich quick scheme or whatever. And so, I think, although it did take a little bit of time, I don't think I would have changed it. I think all the mistakes that I made and everything I had to learn, it was good in the long run. I'm not saying I'm the perfect trader now. Like, I still make mistakes. There's still things I have to work on. But I think learning those things earlier on, just on my own, like made me have to acknowledge those mistakes like directly. I couldn't just ignore it. Like, I had to face it head on. And so yeah. I don't think there's like a fast or like a best way to learn trading. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, the primary reason I asked that is because I'm teaching one of my friends right now. Not like I'm not mentoring him or anything crazy. He's not paying me, but he's just one of my homies. And first thing I did was I sent him PB Trading's like mech model boot camp or whatever it's called, ICT for Dummies.
Yeah.
Shout out PB Trading. If you guys are watching this and you have no experience in futures at all, go watch that series. It's genuinely like really good. It's like 11 episodes. Or go to Alex's mentorship. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
Need to plug the mentorship.
Patty's probably better. Yeah.
But I sent him that. He watched the whole videos, and usually like whenever somebody says, I'm sure you've had this experience too. They're like, bro, put me on. And you're just like, it's probably not even worth my time. You know, 99% of people don't stick with it.
Yeah. I mean, whenever somebody asks me that, first, I don't recommend trading to anyone. Like, especially my friends. I'm not gonna say this, but like I've had a friend that wants to get into trading. I kind of like walked him through all the steps. He took out 10K in payouts, and then eventually lost.
Damn.
And that's just how it is sometimes. Like, if you get into it without a strong foundation, like in the long run, it's not really sustainable. And so, took a pretty heavy mental toll on him. So I don't want to put my friends through that again. And so honestly, and then the people online who ask me, I'll either like actually teach them, or I'll just say go watch the TGR's boot camp. Like, I want to know that they're consistent first before I can even begin, because I'm not going to waste my time teaching somebody who's not going to stick to it. You know what I mean?
And teaching the basics themselves were kind of a waste of time.
Exactly. I want to have you know the basics before you get into everything that I want to teach you. So,
So, like, what do you focus most on whenever you're teaching somebody? Like, do you focus most on, like, mechanical stuff, or do you focus on psychology?
Yeah, so, I mean, a good part of both. I think a big part of what I like to teach is discretion as well. I think discretion is a huge part in the market. Not a lot of people talk about it, because it's not as easy to teach.
It's not as easy to teach. It's definitely harder to.
It's a lot harder to teach, and so, I'll give them an entire mechanical model, because you need a mechanical model to trade in the first place. And then psychology, we have tons of lessons on psychology, but discretion, whenever an A+ setup doesn't work out, most of the times it just comes to how the candles are forming, or like the timing of it all, and that just all plays into discretion. So that's something that I attempt to teach, or try my best to teach them.
How's that gone so far, teaching some kind of discretionary thing? Because, I mean, this is a personal question. These guys might not even be interested in it, but my model that I have been developing over the past, 2 months with GK, me and GK's model, I guess, we trade very similarly now. It's almost entirely discretionary. In terms of mechanical shit, GK has one specific mechanical thing that he's looking for. For me, I trade using ICT and order flow combined, and I trade commodities, not NASDAQ, so it's just completely out of the window in terms of like using your typical mechanical model. And me and GK were talking about it, and we were like, I don't know how we would ever teach this. Like this is an incredible model, but because it's so discretionary, I feel like it'd be almost impossible to teach. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think the best thing that you can do, or what I kind of make sure before I can teach the discretionary parts, is to learn like at least some of the concepts, like to have those concepts grounded. Because you can't have discretion without some sort of concepts to go off of. And so discretion does come with time. It comes with the person learning and just staying on the charts. Experiencing the market. But if you don't know what like a ICT concept like order flow is, you can't. If you trade with discretion without a certain concept or like a mechanical model, it's gambling.
Yeah, you're blind trading.
Blind trading. Yeah, so definitely just like have at least a couple of concepts
dial some mechanics.
Put those together, like however you like freestyle those concepts together. And I think that's discretionary. Like discretion comes.
So you would say like discretion is the way that you interpret specific concepts.
Yes,
okay, exactly. And you're not. So your version of discretion is not just, oh, I'm seeing this. It's like a pattern in the market. You're saying your version of discretion, or what you would say discretion is how you interpret certain confluences.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So, I know I said we weren't going to talk about trading at all, but do you trade, or like not talk about specific mechanics at all, but do you trade the exact same way that you did whenever you were learning?
No.
Or did you develop your own strategy over time? Did you learn somebody else's? Like, what did that look like for you?
At first I traded super closely to like the unicorn model. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's similar to the 2022 ICT model.
Okay.
It works. Obviously it works, but I think over time, there's a lot of times where I just missed setups, or some of them wouldn't play just because I was purely pattern trading. Like I was sticking so stubbornly to that model.
Yeah.
And I'd see things play out that if I just added, or if I just took one thing out of the model, then I would have had a lot better of a win rate.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean by like it depends on the person in terms of discretion, because you have to see things for yourself based off the model that you first choose. And so it's definitely not the same as when I first started, but it just kind of like tweaked over time into something of my own, I guess. So,
okay, nice.
Yeah.
And you trade in Qs exclusively?
Yeah, just NASDAQ. Sometimes I've traded gold a couple of times in Asia whenever I want to pass like an eval or something. But on my fundeds, I'll stick to New York and Q. So,
okay, nice. I've written down here.
Okay.
What habits or routines are non-negotiable for your performance? Like, is there anything that you do nowadays that you would? It's almost you couldn't trade without doing this thing first. Do you have a morning routine?
Yeah. As much as I don't like to admit it, I've kind of strayed away from it. Recently. But showering in the morning was a big thing for me, bro. Especially when I first started out. I don't know. It just gave me because I always showered in the morning, even before trading, just to wake myself up, and it just gave me a clear mind, clear conscience before I actually start trading. And so that was a pretty strong non-negotiable at the start. And it's not like I threw that all away, but that's like one habit that I always kept, is just showering in the morning.
Just shower in the morning. Do you recommend that to your students?
Yes, low key.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, some of them like have a built-in like a morning routine.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I'd say.
Nice. All right, we're gonna touch on psychology a little bit now. This is like probably the most important thing in trading, at least in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me. But like, how do you handle a bad day in trading? Let's say you got a 5 stack of evals, you really wanted to pass them, and then boom, fully just stopped out. Something bad happens, you blew the accounts. Like, what are you doing?
Honestly, bro, just buy 10 more and go until. I'm kidding. No, sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes that does happen. But the best thing you could do, on the props that I trade, most of them have a lockout feature.
Yeah.
So I'll just log myself out if I have like a bad day on an account. But if I end up blowing accounts, if I don't end up buying more, that's why I'm in college. Like I'll go outside, take a walk on campus. Just get away from the computer, bro. As much it's super hard just to close your laptop or turn off your PC. But I think that's a big thing that helps. Just walking away from the computer, taking a walk, or doing something else on the trade.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Like. Alright, do you think trading has made you a better or worse person in life, like as a whole? Like, do you think it has changed you, or do you think you're like kind of the same person that you were before? Because like I feel like a lot of people, like you see online, somebody like there, there's just like a different. People say like you're almost like a different person once you become like you once you cross that threshold, you become like a profitable trader. You've learned all these lessons. Like, do you think it's changed you as a person going through that process?
I think it's. I think it changed me when I first started out. Definitely changed me into a more disciplined person.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I was not going out doing any of that. Talked to zero girls, by the way. Absolutely zero. Just on my own.
Do we need to drop a girls mentorship at some point?
Okay, low-key, I'm gonna have to take some from you, bro.
Okay,
From
I got you.
yeah, like overall, I wouldn't say it's changed me. I'd say it's changed for the better, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a monumental change. Like honestly,
Yeah.
even if like your first 5 figure, like I didn't really, nothing changed, bro. Like,
Yeah.
First 5 figure month, whatever. Like it's like okay, cool.
Did you think something was gonna change?
Yes, of course.
You looked at it and you're like, once I hit this, I'm gonna be
Yes, I
like
thought I'd
free.
be financially like
Yeah.
forever, bro. And then it comes like okay, I need more. Like that's
Yeah.
the first thing I saw. Like I need more. This isn't enough. So I'd say the biggest thing that changed though is my like relationship with money. For
Yeah.
sure. That's the biggest and that's
For better or worse?
worse.
Way worse.
Way worse,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
It's
I feel
so bad,
same
bro.
same way.
So bad.
Because whenever you see the P&L just pop up on the screen, I feel like it just destroys
it's bad.
your whole concept of what money even is.
Exactly. Like we'll have times I'm sure you can relate. We'll have times where like we're floating in profit and
Yeah.
it's just not enough. And
Yeah.
you see 500 to even $100 on the floor, you're gonna pick it up.
Yeah,
Obviously, and you're just
100%.
walking away from that, risking your entire account balance.
Yeah.
So it's super dumb, but I mean, it just comes with trading.
Yeah.
Honestly. So,
Last night I was floating $400 per account,
Yeah.
and if I would have taken profits there, I would have secured a max payout on the accounts, and I didn't take profits because I thought, I was like, oh,
So
we're
enough.
totally gonna draw higher. Like, if I do this, my buffer will be even bigger. Like, I'll be able to take another payout right afterwards. Next thing I know, I get break even on the trade, and it's just like, it's crazy because you tell 6 months ago me, you were floating $400 on a trade, and you had max payout if you would have taken those profits. 10 times out of 10, this dude is emotionally trading that or emotionally closing that trade, absolutely securing that money, and it's completely different.
It's bad. Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories from because I have some friends in the trading space as well. They've told me some stories. They're super well off, but I mean, some of the things that they've told me, like the account balances that they've blown, is insane. Like, I mean, the biggest account balance I've blown is 10K. Like,
Wow.
10K balance on 5 accounts. So
That's crazy.
25K payout.
Yeah.
I needed one more winning day.
And you blew it?
Do that shit.
Wow.
Everything, all of it. And I've blown another 11K, 10K payout. Yeah. Not proud to admit it, but
It's part of it, right?
It's part of it. So you gotta learn to move on.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really want to talk about those losses. I mean, I don't really like talking about when I do some dumbass shit. So it's good to I don't know, get it out there and tell people like it really does happen.
Yeah, it's good.
One of my homies, I taught him pretty much how to trade. He was about to take his first payout 2 months in, and right as soon as he was 1 day away from a payout, blew the shit out of his account. I was like, dude, that happens to everybody. Every single person gets 1 day away from payout and blows it. Like, it just happens.
You gotta get through it.
You're good. Like, next account, you'll take the payout. And it was crazy how quickly he got there. I think just because he had a good support system around him. I think that's something that I don't know if you had a bunch of friends that were you could get into trading with, but I think that's the biggest thing that has helped that group. I'm kind of teaching a little group of people, and they all have accountability partners, and we all post our wins and losses, and everybody's just there for one another. I think that helps a lot. Did you have anything like that?
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I didn't have. When I said I was on my own, I was just completely.
You weren't in any
bro.
Discord servers, nothing.
None,
Damn.
just my own. Because I started Discord as well, but. Yeah, no, parents didn't know, brother didn't know, friends didn't know, and so it'd be hard telling them too. Yo, I gotta go to sleep. Why the fuck? It's Thursday. Let's go out. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I gotta
wake up at 8:30.
I gotta wake up hella early. Yeah,
before that, yeah.
I woke up mad early, bro. But
damn.
Yeah, it was all on my own. Which is something I wish I had had people to trade with and to take losses with and wins, and so. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's super important. If anybody's watching this and you're getting into trading, join a Discord. Make friends with people, connections at least. I mean, connections in any space will get you further than pretty much anything else. But connections in trading, if you meet the right people, and they're like truly genuine people, they'll help you 10 times more than any mentor can help you if you're truly close with somebody. All right, the last thing I wanted to touch on is what personal traits do you think has made you like such a good trader?
Personal traits.
Like, what do you think separates you from like the average person that gets into trading? Do you think there's anything specific that
Like about me
really
as a
helps
person?
you? Yeah.
Honestly, I think like more of my identity being like firstborn child. Like I'm the oldest sibling.
Mhm.
I have a younger brother, firstborn child of immigrant parents. I think I always think back to them whenever I head into the markets or when I was unprofitable. Like
Yeah.
ever felt like quitting. I think that was like my big why and a motive as to why I kept going.
Yeah.
I think that's a big differentiating factor. Like if you guys have something to go off of, like a way to find your why as to why you should continue to keep going despite losing or despite the obstacles you face, finding your why as to why you should stay consistent with anything, I think is the biggest separating factor from like you and me. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure you had your own reasons as to why you should continue like trading or say bodybuilding or anything like that.
100%. That's actually the first thing I told my bodybuilding coach. I told him, hey, I think I'm gonna do a bodybuilding show. He was like, you know, Rylan, this might be genuinely the most physically challenging thing you ever do in your entire life, and mentally challenging too.
Yeah.
And he goes, before you decide that you want to do a bodybuilding show, I want you to do something for me. He sent me this sheet and to fill out. It's like homework, and the first thing on there, it was like write an entire paragraph about what your why is.
Yeah.
And if you can't answer this question, I'm not gonna let you do a bodybuilding show. And obviously I ended up doing the show, but that why every time I would say something about how it's getting really tough, like I don't know if I can do an hour of cardio today. He would just be like, he would literally send me the paragraph of what my why was. I was like, okay, fair enough, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way to do it. So
yeah, that's the biggest. I mean, I'd say that's the biggest thing I've learned.
Yeah.
Is how important your why is as to like just living in general. Like if you
100%.
don't have a strong enough why,
there's nothing to build off of.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Well, it's getting hot out here.
Yeah. I'm sweating. I don't know if y'all can see, but sweat's on my forehead. Yeah.
We're dying out
I'm
here.
sweating. Yeah.
Alex, it was great talking to you, man. I really appreciate you coming on here. I mean, you're my first guest on this, so.
We'll run it back again.
Yeah. Give it a little bit longer. We'll run it back in a full podcast studio next time.
Yeah,
All right. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Tune in for the next one. It's probably gonna be GK Trades.
Okay.